You tune into the Sportscast with Brian, Craig, and Jeff. Give you all the sports news you need. We give you outspoken thoughts about all the headlines. We talk baseball, football, hockey, and more. No matter the topic, we cover it. Get ready for the show and keep it outspoken. Keep it outspoken. We keep it outspoken only on the Sportscast. Tune into the Sportscast with Brian, Craig, and Jeff. Give you all the sports news you need.
All right, everybody, welcome into Watson's Playbook. All right, everybody, welcome into Watson's Playbook. I'm so excited to get this thing up and running. I've been thinking about doing this for a long time, and I have finally here waited to the beginning of the month to get going and get started. It's Watson's Playbook, and has my last name in it. My last name is Watson. I'm Brian Watson, and I hope you jump on and enjoy the ride here. Playbook because I like sports, and so I was just kind of thinking about a name there. And this podcast page will mainly be about sports, yes, but I'm going to throw a little bit different things in there too. I'm going to throw my family in there. I'm a very, very proud girl dad. I've been married to my wife for 9 years. We have a beautiful family, and we do a lot of different things. We go out on dates if we get the time to do that, which is hard to find the time if you have kids, you know it's hard to find the time to get out of the house and have that alone time, which is very important. But when we go on dates, I'll do movie reviews, whatever we did that day. We do like to go to the movies a lot, so I'll talk about sports, family. Hopefully I can motivate people. Hopefully I can you can learn something from me and grow your heart just a little bit with love for other people, have compassion and everything else. I will be talking about video games. I love video games. I haven't played a video game in a long time. It is busy in this house. It's hard to find the time, especially now I got the podcast page going and everything else. So all sorts of things in this. So it's not going to be limited to just sports, but it will be a lot about sports. I'm going to do a podcast page every 2 weeks right now. Every other Wednesday you'll get a podcast page. You get a podcast from me. So you can go to watsonsplaybook.buzzsprout.com. You'll find all my podcasts there, my own webpage there, and then. If you have any questions about any topics you want to talk about, if you have any questions about anything I say on this podcast and want to throw your opinion out there, if you want a ear to listen to your story or whatever you want to tell me, you could cuss me out. I don't care. Just if you want to get in contact with me, my email is the letter B, the number 2, B2, the Watts. That's B2 THEWATS @gmail.com. Feel free. I'm hoping I can connect with you as well through that and through this podcast microphone. So it's actually a pretty easy setup to do. Microphone I think was like $34. It sounds pretty good. Buzzsprout's a great if you're looking out there and you're looking to start a podcast page. Buzzsprout's a good way to do it. They give you the free web page. Well, I guess it's not free. You do pay a monthly fee, but it all depends on how many hours you want to upload, and it comes with certain things you can do and that they do for you. So I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to get on here and start this. I've been looking for, I think everyone out there is trying to find their niche in life. They're trying to find their hobby, and I've picked up some hobbies here and there, but I never stuck with them. And this one will be one I stick with because I like to talk. If you know me out there, you might ask my wife. I like to talk. I like to talk about sports. and everything else in life. So hopefully you can jump on and enjoy it and listen to it. Um, my wife, me, and her, we've been married for 9 years. Like I said, we went to the movies, and so in February, my birthday is on the 12th. My wedding anniversary is on the 11th, and then you got Valentine's Day. And I'm not. My wife calls me the Valentine Scrooge because I don't believe in Valentine's Day. It's a made-up holiday for marketing and for you to waste your money on cards and flowers and chocolates and go crazy. But I believe those flowers and chocolates and cards or whatever should come randomly throughout the year to show your love, to do something a little special and go over the edge. Just not, oh, February 14th, I have to do this. So, and my wife doesn't really care, so I love her for that. But we take care of everything all in 1 week, pretty much. Wedding anniversary, my birthday, and so we usually go out. We love to go to the movies. That's our date. We usually go to the movies and then go out somewhere good to eat. Some time to ourselves. We have some time to sit down, some peace and quiet without the kids, right? We sit down, we watch a movie, and then we go to the steakhouse, have some good steak. Who doesn't like good steak? If you don't like good steak, you're probably not gonna like this podcast show, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But I love a good steak, medium rare. If you're eating a steak that's not medium rare, you're eating it wrong. All right. But so we usually go out and we have good steak. Some time for us to just connect with each other and by ourselves. And everyone, if you're married out there, and especially if you're married with kids, it's hard to find that time. Or if you're in a relationship with kids, it's hard to find that time to have that alone time with your spouse. And so it's really good to be able to do that. And plus my mom, the kids call her Grammy. Grammy loves to watch the girls, and so we will say, "Hey, Mom, we really need a date night. Can you watch the girls?" And she usually says yes. So we're able to go out, and we have four. We have four beautiful girls, like I said, and they are awesome. They are my everything, and I will get emotional about them, and I will get emotional on this podcast page. So hopefully you'll either like it or not like it. I don't know. Also, sorry, I forgot to mention too, I do have a Facebook page out there. It's called Watson's Playbook. Obviously, it's the name of the show. Facebook page. I send it out to all my friends on Facebook. Hopefully, they spread it around. If not, so be it. Anyways, we went out to the movies and we saw two movies. And we went to the steakhouse. We were there. We were gone all day, which was nice. But we went out and we saw the film 1917, right? And 1917 is an awesome film. I really highly recommend it. And first of all, I wanted to see it. I picked a film. She picked a film. I picked 1917. I wanted to see it not only because I thought the storyline was good, but the cinematography in this picture is off the chains. It's remarkable how they shot this. They shot this film. You follow these two soldiers on their mission, and they shot this film with one camera. And that is very difficult to do. They shot it with one camera, and it took them 6 months to shoot this thing because if you mess up with only one camera shooting, you have to restart the whole scene. And it's basically shot like you're walking right there with these soldiers, and you're in the action. And it's beautifully shot, and I really wanted to see it because of that. But also the storyline was cool. So basically, it's based on a true story. We're at war with the Germans, and starts off this corporal or guy in charge or whatever. I don't know the rankings in the military. Sorry, guys. Take my man card if you want. Anyways, he walks down. He grabs the soldiers. Says, "Hey, grab one of your friends. Come with me." And they follow him to the corps headquarters, and he tells them, "Hey, look, the Germans are retreating, but it's a fake retreat. It's a setup. They want us to jump over the dead man's land, follow them, and then it's going to be an ambush. They're going to ambush us, and we're going to lose a lot of men. You guys have to get there by tomorrow morning, by dawn, and stop them from attacking. If not, we're going to lose a lot of people. Oh, yeah, and your brother is a part of it. So if you don't, you're going to lose a lot of people. You're going to lose your brother possibly, and that's horrible, right?" So they go on the track to cross over the dead man's land, where basically no one has gotten over and moved any, because it's literally dead man's land. You go above the trenches, you're dead. You're getting shot. You're getting killed. There's barbed wire everywhere. It's crazy. It's a really good movie. I highly recommend that you go see that. Very well filmed. And then the second movie we went and saw was called Just Mercy. And this is a movie that my wife picked out. And it has Michael B. Gordon, and it has Jamie Foxx. And it's based on a true story back in 1986, 85, 84, somewhere around there in the 1980s, mid 80s there, which isn't that far along, which is the crazy thing about this. When you wrap your head around everything that goes on in this film, basically Michael B. Gordon's character, he is a lawyer, and he goes down south, I think to Alabama or Georgia. He goes down south to help the African American community that have been what are the words I'm looking for? They have been I'm trying to find the right word without offending anybody or anything like that. It's a racist part of our time, and they have been neglected wrongfully. And basically, he goes down and helps people that have been put in prison, wrongfully accused, and he helps them get their life back. And he does it all for free because he knows they can't pay for it. And he goes to Jamie Foxx's character, who has been accused of murder, and they put him in jail for prison. They put him in jail on death row, and they have a false witness that says he saw him do everything, which is totally false. If you go watch the movie, you'll figure out and real quick that they have no evidence to put this guy in jail, and they ruin his life. They're ruining parts of his life, his kid's life, everything. And I left that movie angry that could happen in 1980s, right? 1980s weren't that far long ago, but that this could happen just because of the color of a man's skin. And that's something that we've come a long way from that, and there's still racism, and there always will be racism in this world, but I hope to think that we've overcome that part, and that that won't happen now. But it's a crazy world up there, and you never know what happens. But it's a really, really good movie. Jamie Foxx and Michael B. Gordon really do really good in it. I really hope that you guys get out and go see that as well. I'm going to get into my sports team and why I love my teams. Now, I grew up in Fort Worth, Texas. Been in Fort Worth, Texas. Lived in Fort Worth, Texas all my life, except the year after we got married. Or the year we got married, we moved to Utah for a year. And then we came back after a year. I'm born and raised Texas. And when I started really getting into the sports that I love, football, baseball, and basketball, I didn't want to have to like a team just because I live here. I didn't choose where I live. I'm blessed to be born in the United States, right? Blessed to be born in Texas. I love Texas. We're basically our own state, all right? So I was like, I don't want to have to choose a team just because I live here. So when I really started as a kid getting into football and baseball and basketball, and I said, okay, I'm gonna start watching some teams here and go from there. So my football team, if you know me, you already know that I'm a big Green Bay Packers fan. And I grew up watching Brett Favre. And I remember watching football when I was a little kid, especially with my dad on Sundays and stuff. But I really, I would watch it every now and then, but I really didn't have an interest in it yet. But when I started having an interest and I started learning the penalties, and Dad, asked my dad, what does this mean? What does that mean? What is that yellow line on the field? What is this? Okay. And I started really getting into it. I watched Brett Favre play. And first of all, my first color. So I'm a kid. I'm picking my team. My first color, my favorite color is green. Right? That's been my favorite color forever. So Green Bay. It's green's in the name. Cool. That's just a bonus. I see Brett Favre play, and Brett Favre was a player that most of you guys have got to watch play. You saw the passion and love he played with, and the excitement just to turn on a game. People turned on the game that weren't even fans of Green Bay or the other team playing and watch Brett Favre play because it's how good he was and how awesome it was to see him play. And they had me hooked ever then. I looked up the history of the team, Vince Lombardi, the Lombardi Trophy, the Frozen Tundra, Lambeau Field. I was hooked. I've been hooked ever since. I'm Green Bay, ride or die. every day. I got plenty of hats. It doesn't matter what season it is. I'm wearing a Green Bay hat. Actually, after we after we first got married, and I was visiting some in-laws' houses, they always saw me in Green Bay shirts, and they said, "Brian, do you have any other shirts in your house?" And I said, "Yeah, but I'm a diehard Green Bay fan, and I'll wear it all the time, 24/7." My baseball team is the Texas Rangers. Now that's nothing to be too excited about. They're not a good baseball team. It is what it is. I'm a diehard Texas Ranger fan. Getting super excited to start the season. Super excited, new ballpark, but that'll get into that a little bit later in this week's podcast page on Wednesday. Now, I'm a Texas Ranger fan. When I grew up, I did, and my buddy Ryan Sims will tell me, "You used to be a Mariner fan." When I was a little kid, I did. I liked the Mariners, and I liked Ken Griffey Jr. He's the one that really got me into baseball. I was like, I'm going to be a Seattle Mariner fan. But then I've been to a billion Ranger games. Been to a billion of them. My dad was a postman growing up in his job when I was growing up, and he had a certain route another guy wanted, and they made a trade. He gave him a lot of tickets to the Rangers, and they switched routes. So we went to a bunch of games. Okay, went to a bunch of Ranger games, and I just fell in love with the Rangers, and I've been a Rangers fan still since I was a little kid. Still am. I love the Rangers. I have a problem with the Rangers. I'll go into that, like I said, next week. I got a lot of coming into the baseball season coming up. And I'm a Laker fan, and I know a lot of people, probably hate that. A lot of people hate the Lakers, but I grew up with Kobe and Shaq, the best duo I've ever seen in my life. Grew up watching Kobe, loved his mentality, the way he played the game. I love watching Shaq dominate in the paint. I've been a Laker fan ever since, and for a while here, the last couple of years, it's been pretty bad. We got LeBron James, now we got Anthony Davis, and let me tell you what, I love watching it, man. I love watching it, and I have some issues. I think the bench is going to be the big issue. When we probably don't win the championship this year, but like I said, that's for down the road. This is just an introductory podcast show here to get you hopefully excited or whatever about this podcast page and kind of get you into what it's going to be about. If you don't like sports, I understand why you wouldn't listen, but I'm going to be talking a little bit more about sports as well. So for any of you that want to pass this along out there, podcasting has jumped off the boards, and a lot of people listen to the podcast shows. So hopefully you can give me a listen. My name's Brian Watson, again, like I said. And I wanted to talk into something that's very special to me, and it's something that we just started, right? It's my brother-in-law. Let me tell you, first of all my in-laws are great. My wife has 7 of 9 kids. She has a big family. I got a very small family, and she's got a huge family. So it's nice when we go to her family reunions and stuff. But there's a lot of family, and I love family, right? I love my family, and I love her family. And she has two younger brothers. One's named Zach, one name's Aaron. And Zach and Aaron came up with this idea, and they gracefully let me join in on it. But what it is, it's a thing called My Goliath. And I'm going to share it on my Facebook page at Watson's Playbook on Facebook. Look me up if you haven't already found it. If I haven't already invited you to it. But this is called My Goliath, and there's going to be a Facebook page for My Goliath. And when it comes up, I will gladly share it with you. And so what this is, and the name of it's so perfect. They thought of this really, really, really great idea to share stories of overcoming something. And overcoming loss, overcoming anxiety, overcoming being bullied, overcoming whatever you've overcome in your life. That you can share to somebody else, and hopefully they can get on the web, read your story, and get some inspiration through it. So that's what this is. It's trying to inspire other people to overcome things, to let them know that they're not alone in this world, to let them know that people out there have the same struggles as you do. And it's such a great idea. And I said, hey guys, I want a part of this. For the longest time, I've been telling my wife, I want to use social media as a platform to bring positivity into this world. Because look, guys, you live in the world we live in, and it's crazy. There's ups, there's downs, there's craziness going on everywhere. There's bad stories left and right. There's there's so many bad things, right? I don't even got to tell you about them because you know about them all. There's kids getting kidnapped, sex trafficking everywhere. Back in the day when I grew up, it was, hey, come on, go play outside. When the street lights come on, you come inside. You can't do that anymore. All right? You cannot do that anymore. I go out with my girls and I'm watching everything around me. When I take my girls out to the store, I watch everything around me. I protect them. And I'll protect them until the day I die. But, so I told my wife, I want to find a way to bring some positivity into this world. And I think a lot of us want to do that, right? We just don't know how to. We don't have the means to do so. You see all these celebrities that donate to charity. They do all these nice and good things with all the money that they make. But I'm thinking to myself, how can I do something like that? I don't have money to share. I got 4 kids to feed. I got a family of 6 I got to feed with 1 income. In the world where everything's so freaking expensive, it's just hard to do. You know the struggles. Everyone struggles. Everybody has those struggles. I want to give back. I want to give back to some positivity to the world. And hopefully somebody can read that positivity and it helps them change their lives. Hopefully they can read that positivity and overcome something that they've been struggling with, that's been weighing them down. And this is exactly what it is. When my brother-in-law gave to me and told me about this, I said, please let me in on this. I so want to be a part of this. And I have a passion for it because I have a passion for human beings. I have a passion for other people. And I hope that some way that you can read these stories and you can be inspired to overcome something that you've been struggling with. I just wrote my story today. I shared it with my brother-in-law. He's going to put it up. My story is about loss. I already mentioned it. I have an angel baby up in heaven. My story is about loss. The story about how I lost my daughter and how I've overcome that. And the struggle that me and my wife went through at the time. And I'm going to get emotional on this page. Like I said, sorry. My story is about loss. And there's no right way to get over loss. You have a grieving process. Everyone goes through loss. But some losses are harder than others, right? You expect when you lose people in life that they're going to be older. They're going to die of old age. Oh, they lived a good life. They lived a good life. I got to know them and everything else, and they had lived a good life. It was their time to go, and they're not suffering anymore. But that's not how it works all the time. Young people die all the time. That's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is actually me dying and leaving my kids without a father, because I know how important it is for kids to grow up with a father and a mother in the household. But I love my kids. And I just come home every day and I make sure they know that. I make sure my kids know that I love them every single day. And I spend as much time with my family as I can, because they are the people that affect my life. And they are the people that I love the most. And I've been on this path trying to better myself. And it's hard. It's hard to wake up every day with that mindset of trying to better your life. How are you going to do that, right? There's no, you can read books, you can read self-help books and whatever. If that works for you, go ahead and do it. I'm not a big reader. I've been wanting to read more. I'll get into that a little bit later. But I've been wanting to better myself. And I said, how can I better my life? And not just for me. I'm bettering my life too, but it's also going to benefit those around me. I can stay in a positive mood, right? I was listening to a podcast page the other day, and my brother, he's basically like a brother to me, Caleb, he sent me this podcast. It's called Jocko's Podcast, I think, and it sounds kind of weird. But he says this thing, and he's talking about owning up to things in life. And someone asked him a question about how do you own up to things in life that you cannot control, right? Things happen to people every day that they do not control. And you're like, how do I own up to that? I can't own up to that. I did not control it. But he simply says this: you can control it. You know how? You can control how you let the things in life that you cannot control affect you. You can control your reactions to it. That is very powerful. Very powerful. But what I'm getting out of that too is Happiness is a mindset, right? Wake up every day, you go to work, you're in that same routine. It's easy as heck to get bogged down into the same old routine, and you're just doing the same old thing, right? And we all go through it. We all wake up and go to work, right? Everyone has a job usually. I don't know everyone's occasion, everyone's life, but most people have a job. They go to work for a paycheck. They got bills to pay. We all have the same life. Um, it's easy to get dragged down into that. But I've been thinking to myself, how can I get, it's easy to get in a slump when you go in that, right? I've been thinking to myself, how do I better myself for my family? How do I better myself for myself? And the key thing I got out of all of this is balance. And you're probably thinking, what do you mean balance? Balance in life is so important. I got 4 kids. I got to balance my time I spend with them, right? Each kid needs to feel like they're loved. Each kid needs to feel like they're spending time with daddy. They'll come to me and say, Daddy, I need daddy time. And when I go to the store, I'll take Darla one time, I'll take Phoebe the next time, and we'll just get on a little routine. This one goes this time, that one goes this time, and they get some daddy time. I got to spend time with my wife. I got to find time for me and her to spend time with just us without the kids. I got to find time for also the kids want mommy time. Even though they see her, she's a stay-at-home mom. They see her 24/7. I come home and hear her all the time, Mommy, I need mommy time. I need mommy time. Mom, 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 mom. And I don't know how you deal with that all day long because it drives me crazy. But I got to find that time to give them some mommy time without the other kids, right? I've been working on that, balancing my life, balancing everything around me. Balancing, and not only that, not only balancing my time to do this podcast show, right? I got to balance my time to get the kids in bed, help get the kids to bed. Okay, my wife's making the sacrifice of sleeping with the little ones in a different room so they're not crying on this microphone so I can do my podcast. What am I doing for her, though, right? What am I doing for her? I got her gym membership. She likes to go to the gym with her friend Amber. I watch the kids. She goes to the gym. It's her time to get away, get some woosah time, right? It's all about that balance, and that balance in life is so important. We do what we do to help each other out. And there's a good question. There's a radio commercial, and the question that it brings to is, what have you done for your marriage today? And I think if that's a question you ask yourself every single day, you'll find that what can I do for my marriage today? And it's the little things in life. It's the little things in life that make a big difference most of the time. And because the little things you do more often, I suppose you don't wake up every day and do something huge. You don't go buy a diamond ring today, buy her a diamond ring today, and go buy her a car tomorrow, and buy her a new house the next day, and buy her this and buy her. It's the small things in life, the little things in life that add up, and it makes a big difference in life. And I truly believe that. So, but what we do for each other is I can tell when my wife needs a break most of the time. Sometimes she'll straight up tell me, Babe, I need a break. And a couple weeks, but last week she said, Babe, it's been a couple weeks actually. Babe, I need some mommy time. I need a break. And what we do when that happens is I'll give her a mommy day or she'll give me a daddy day. Depends. And what that means is I say, Babe, I'll watch the kids today. You go do what you want. You go out to a movie. It's usually movies because, like I said, we love movies. It's usually a movie. You can go get your nails done. Go out and have a meal by yourself. Do whatever you want to do. This time is something for you to do something with your free time to get away. And if I needed a daddy day or whatever, if I'm doing something and she'll just be like, Babe, you've been so good this week, please, or whatever, go have a daddy day this weekend. How about you take some time, go do, Last time I went, I bought a basketball and I went and played some basketball. I haven't played basketball in forever. I went and shot some hoops. It's very, very, it's, I don't know the word I'm looking for. It is awesome. I think if everyone did that for their marriage, it'd be great. And so try it. Try it out. If you're married and have kids, try it out. Or if you're just a boyfriend, girlfriend, have kids, whatever, try it out. And I'm telling you, it's a great thing. I'm sorry, I kind of got off a little bit into a different little category because I do that a lot. But I started this segment off, or whatever you want to call it, talking about my Goliath. And I want to get back into that because that's what this kind of started into and turned into bettering myself and inspiring people. And that's what I want to do. Sometimes this won't be about inspiring people. It'll be about just sports broadcast, sports show. But I'm gonna do what I can do. And if you go, there's gonna be like I said, a My Goliath Facebook page coming, and there's actually a website. I'll get it out to you guys this Wednesday. And what it is, and I'm gonna share it on my personal Facebook page. I've already done that. I'm gonna share it on the Watson's Playbook Facebook page. But I think it's great, right? We all know the story about David and Goliath. David beat Goliath with a slingshot. A giant versus a man. A man won. He overcame the Goliath. It's overcoming your Goliath. What is your Goliath? And I hope that you can go on this page and you can read these stories and you can find some inspiration from it. And it's in the works. Like the website to me looks great. Zach's like, it's got some issues, but we're working on it. He's got his story up about anxiety, overcoming anxiety. I hope that you go read that one. Mine, I just shared it to him today. It's about loss. There's different things on there, overcoming different things. So I hope that you go on there. You can read the stories. I hope you pass it along to everybody. We're hoping to get this out to everybody. It's not just my friends. It's everybody. I want everyone to get out. I want everyone to share these stories. And again, if you need my email address, it's B, the letter B, the number 2, THEWATS @gmail.com. You can email me there. I will read through your stories. I'll share them to my brother-in-law Zach. He will put them out. And you don't have to. You can you don't have to put your name on if you don't want to, and we can leave them anonymous. That's perfectly fine. But I'm really excited to get that started. It's called My Goliath, and I just think that name is so great because everyone struggles with different things. You struggle with your own different thing, and so it's just you overcoming that and being able to live your life every day. So go on there and look at that. It's a great inspirational thing, and I'm really, really excited to be a part of it. And Zach, if you hear the show, I appreciate you letting me in on this, and you too, Aaron. So, but I think it's gonna wrap it up for now. I hope, like I said again, that you like my show. Hope we can continue to get to know me through this mic, and find me on Facebook page there at Watson's Playbook Facebook page. And you can go to watsonsplaybook.buzzsprout.com and find all my podcast shows. I'm so grateful for you guys listening. And this is Brian Watson reminding you to always see the little things in life. Thank you so much. God bless. Have a good weekend.